Oh, hello. Sorry, for the delay. Turn my lights on. Hello. Hope everybody's doing good. I don't know why I got the urge to watch cave footage of like creepy stuff. Don't ask me, man. But yeah, let's do it. I'm tired, y'all. Honestly, I've been working real hard and I'm just exhausted, man. Oh, well, I did get up at 6. That's right. Oh, and I have to get up again at 6. So I'll only be on for a little bit. By the way, I didn't realize it was already 9, honestly. I'm not used to it. Excuse me. I'm not used to it going to bed early yet. Early. Like waking up at 6 early, you know. I do go to bed pretty early. Usually like 10 to 12, though. Anyways.
As amazing as the world can be, it's also full of terrifying places I'd avoid like the plague. Like caves. With over 45,000 caves in the US alone, and thousands more worldwide, you never know what horrors could be lurking within them. Well, unless you decide to go inside, of course. From a seemingly hibernating bear to whatever this is, it's time to descend into the darkness and look at some of the most terrifying things ever found in caves.
I kind of
close
looking
call.
more for like cryptid videos.
When American photographer and wildlife enthusiast Corey Arnold was invited on a little adventure to Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah with wildlife biologist Wes Larson, he jumped at the idea. The mission was simple. Wes was studying bears and needed to swap the batteries in a tracking collar one was wearing. The bear was hibernating in a cave, so wouldn't pose a threat. All Corey had to do was take a snap of it. Only things wouldn't turn out to be quite so simple. On a cold day in February 2019, Corey, Wes's brother Jeff, and their assistant Jordan set out through the snow and into the wilderness, following the GPS coordinates from the bear's collar. Eventually, they came upon an eerie sandstone cave. This had to be it. Silence. For the drug to take a far end of the tunnel. Frantic, the exit West managed to. Even so, it was an incredibly tense task. Eventually, however, they met over the mud.
They killed the bear.
What the heck is that? Well, the unsettling statue represents El Tío, a devil-like spirit who locals believe to be the lord of the underworld. Despite the area being strongly Catholic, Bill Ashwood, who held claim to see the ghost of the White Lady here, most infamously in this eerie photo taken inside the caves. The story goes that a barmaid called Suki worked in a local inn where she fell in love with a rich gentleman.
Here we go.
One day she received a note from him
Silly
asking to meet her in a secret tunnel that runs from the pub to the caves. So she dressed up in a white wedding dress and rushed into the tunnel. Only the note was a farce. It had been written by some local boys that were pulling a prank on her. Upon realizing this, she started to run away, but the boys threw stones at her, making her trip and fall. She didn't get back up. Ever since, her heartbroken
Damn.
ghost is said to haunt the caves. Whether or not you believe it is up to you, but if you ever want to brave the Hellfire Caves, they're now a popular tourist attraction. With such a sordid history, though, I'm going to give this particular day out a pass. Alone in the Dark. Back in 2022, Redditor S.G. Nielsen was out exploring the Estonian wilderness when he stumbled across a cave. In a move I'd never contemplated in a million years, he went inside, and after making his way through it, found a disturbing sight at the back. A strange assortment of household objects and flags surrounding what looks like some kind of altar. A hasty exit later, he posted the pic online where commenters posted theories ranging from dark magic to the remains of some shady person's hideout.
Could have also just set all that up and then taken a picture himself.
Either way, it wasn't looking like anything good. Turns out it might not be anything quite so creepy though. One commenter recognized the flags as Buddhist prayer flags. In Southeast Asia, it's common to find Buddhist settlements in mountains and caves, and the altar, chair, and flags all point to a monk using the space for isolated meditation. There's only one problem. This cave isn't in Southeast Asia. It's in Europe, where Buddhism is significantly less widely practiced. And although those flags are supposed to channel good energy, S.G. Nielsen said the energy in there felt anything but good. Which, yeah, I can totally believe. I don't know about this one. What do you think? Just an innocent Buddhist or something wholly more sinister? Let me know down in the comments.
More sinister.
Lovelock Cave. In the vast rolling
My bad, the sound was doubled. My bad.
in Nevada, north of Humboldt Sink, there's an outcrop of limestone with a small, dark cavern. This is the entrance to Lovelock Cave, a mysterious cavern drenched in morbid history. Back in 1911, a group of miners are said to have been digging in the cave when they uncovered the mummified remains of a huge human far bigger than any ordinary man. According to the Paiute, a Native American people who've inhabited the area for thousands of years, there were once giants that roamed the lands. Named the Saitika, these formidable men were red-haired, stood menacingly high, and had a penchant for human flesh. Jeepers! The legend goes that they were engaged in a war with the Paiute for many years until eventually the last of the Saitika were driven into Lovelock Cave. Here the Paiute finished them off by lighting a fire outside the cave, smoking it out, and making it their tomb. It's a wild story, sure, but how much of it is actually true?
I literally heard a story just like that the other day. Somewhere.
Well, at the start of the 20th century, ancient mummies were found in Lovelock Cave, along with about 10,000 artifacts dating as far back as 1450 BC. So there's no doubt it's a very important historical site. But despite reports that the remains of giants were found, there's no real evidence to support those claims. Indeed, historian Adrian Mayer argues that the many mammoth and cave bear fossils found in the area could have been mistaken for giant fossils to the untrained observer. This might have burnt the legend, or at least supported its propagation when the cave was excavated in the 20th century. Of course, we can never know for sure, though. Maybe, just maybe, somebody hid the evidence. The Catskills Crone. If there's one thing I've learned from horror movies, it's not to go hiking in secluded areas. Nothing good ever comes of it. Well, Reddit user Wicked Hiker Throwaway and his friends were hiking in New York's Catskill Mountains when they came across a cave off the beaten path. Curiosity got the better of them, so they headed inside to check it out and immediately saw something disturbing. A strange wooden figurine was nestled in an alcove depicting a humanoid figure with nails in its eyes and a noose around its neck. Wicked suddenly felt incredibly uneasy and wanted to leave without touching the figure. But his friend shrugged and put it in his bag as a souvenir. They went home, and Wiggett thought little of it until 2 days later when he received a phone call. It was his friend. Clearly panicked, he told him that the statue kept appearing in different positions around the house, and weird banging noises had been waking him up at night. As well as this, the whole place had started stinking of pond water. Worst of all, though, he'd been woken up the night before by his dog barking. When he went into his hallway, there were muddy footprints everywhere, and the statue had moved again into the living room. Cautiously, he walked over to it, heart pounding in his chest, but as he got nearer, the room was suddenly filled with loud, rasping breathing. Safe to say, he got the heck out of there. Wiggett let him stay around his place that night, then posted on Reddit looking for advice. Eventually, self-proclaimed paranormal expert Greg Newkirk commented and offered to take the statue off the two friends' hands. They gladly obliged and sent it to him, and that was the last anyone heard of them. 6 months later, an update was finally posted to Reddit, though this time it was from Greg, and he had a lot to say. Apparently, the hauntings had carried on in the apartment he shared with his wife and fellow paranormal investigator, Dana. A figurine of Christ had been ripped off the wall, wet footprints had appeared on the couch, the pond smell was ever present, and the figurine had been mysteriously moving around the apartment on its own. Things had gotten so bad that the couple locked the statue in a case, following which the strange events subsided, but never completely went away. Now, the statue, which had been nicknamed the Crone of the Catskills, is a well-known attraction at Dana and Greg's Traveling Museum of the Paranormal in Kentucky. So if you want to go and see it, you can. Me, I'll stick to talking about it on the internet at a very safe distance. Thank you very much.
That's the thing.
If you want action at Dana, you can. Me, I'll stick to talking about it on the internet at a very safe distance. Thank you very much. Tunnel of the Undead. There's something inherently creepy about abandoned places. They just feel off. Well, in northeastern Colorado Springs, hidden amongst a load of rubble, is the entrance to an abandoned tunnel that makes my skin crawl. That's because if you decide to enter the pitch-black tunnel and follow it straight down, you'll eventually come across this. Dozens and dozens of ghastly images of zombies adorn the walls on either side.
That's
Who painted
cool.
them there? Nobody knows.
That's
But considering
cool.
the amount of effort that clearly went into them, it's supremely odd that the artist would hide them away and never claim ownership.
That's awesome.
Perhaps they weren't of sound mind. I don't know. Just whatever you do, never enter that tunnel.
Yeah, that's fucking
As
awesome,
well as
dude.
being susceptible to a possible collapse, there's no telling who you might meet down there.
Dude, that's awesome. I'd love to go and see, like, all the different zombies and all the different stuff that's written for 'em. I bet it's pretty... That's cool,
The
man.
Girl. YouTuber Exploring with Josh makes content where he
I've
explores
seen
interesting
this
places.
a bunch of
Girl
times.
back at everything. Fellow adventure. Something much creepier than any bat. A huge carved sculpture of a minotaur. What was it
Whoa.
doing all the way down here?
That's
Who
cool.
knows? But just wait until you see what Mike and Co found when they pushed even deeper. Another chamber with more statues. This time of the Grim Reaper beside one lone miner. Okay, now that's super weird.
Wow.
But at some 650 feet below the surface, there was no escaping if whoever had carved the freaky statues decided to show their face.
That's awesome, too.
Unperturbed, Mike and the rest of the team carried on, and thankfully managed to get out of the cave safely. Phew. So what the heck were the statues all about?
That's some artist.
Well, according to one of the locals, they were made by speleologists. That is, cave experts who were mapping Optimistic Cave back when it was first discovered in 1966. Apparently, with little else to do in their spare time, they became quite skilled at carving. I don't know, though. Why the Grim Reaper? Does anyone know for sure that was made by a speleologist? Or do the locals just say that to hide a darker truth?
Possible. Possible.
Life on the edge. Most people use TikTok to post silly videos or doom scroll their poops away. But for Montana-based adventurer Luke Barton, aka On the Edge Livin', it's a platform to upload all the crazy stuff he gets up to while exploring the wilderness. Crazy and terrifying. Like the time he wandered into an abandoned mine shaft and saw these absolute monstrosities. Gah, what in the... In reality, these are harmless daddy longlegs. Even so, just looking at them makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
They're not even
On the
that bad.
14th of November in 2022, though, Luke posted a video of him discovering something he had a lot more reason to be scared about. He'd been investigating a small 12-foot cave when...
Mountain lion. Yeah.
Whoa, that was a mountain lion, and they are super dangerous. If that thing had decided to jump out at him, there's no telling what could have happened. Luckily, Luke got away unscathed. Despite mountain lion attacks being very rare, the last thing you want to do is get up close and personal with one. They'll lunge for your head, back of the neck, and throat, and if they do that, it's probably bye-bye. If you do find yourself dangerously close, don't turn and run. That could activate their hunting response. Instead, you gotta slowly back away while facing the big cat and talk to it calmly and firmly until you're at a safe distance. Better yet, stay at home and watch my videos. Then you get all the info with none of the danger.
Fucker.
A terrible fate. Deep beneath the streets of Paris lies a colossal twisting network of caverns and tunnels housing the remains of over 6 million people. This is the Paris Catacombs, and it's widely recognized as one of the creepiest places in the world. There's a lot more than just ex-humans down there to spook you, though. Passing through one of the tunnels, you'll be greeted with this macabre sight. Is that a... No, don't worry, this isn't a real person. But if I walked into it in the dark, I'd sure as heck think it was. It's actually a sculpture, though. Mysteriously, nobody knows who made it. Known as the Passé Moral, it's a reference to an old French story about a man with the power to pass through walls. The story goes that at first the man didn't want this power and went to his doctor, who gave him medicine and told him to change his inactive lifestyle. But the man didn't change his lifestyle and one day realized he could use his power for ill gain. He terrorized his admitting boss so much he sent the man insane. Then he began to rob banks and jewelry stores. But eventually his reign of terror ended when he woke up one morning with a headache and took a pill for it. Only he didn't realize he'd taken the wrong pill. It was the medicine the doctor had prescribed him. As he was passing through a wall that day, it suddenly kicked in and the man was trapped, where he remains to this day. Pretty bleak story, right? The sculpture down in the Paris Catacombs can't actually be him, though, right? Right? Entrance to Hell. On the border between Derbyshire and Nottingham in England, UK, is an enclosed limestone gorge called Creswell Crags. Tucked away in the ravine's cliffs lie several mysterious caves, and in one of them there's a small hole with a collection of marks hewn into the stone around it, warning of...
Wait, I have to know.
Actually, him, the bleak story, right? This where he remains to this day. Pretty bleak. Kicked in and the man was trapped, where he... As he was passing through a wall that day, it suddenly kicked in and the man was trapped, where he remains to this day. Pretty bleak story, right? The sculpture down in the Paris Catacombs can't actually be him, though, right?
Probably not.
Right between Derbyshire and Nottingham in England, UK, is an enclosed limestone gorge called Creswell Crags. Tucked away in the ravine's cliffs lie several mysterious caves, and in one of them there's a small hole with a collection of marks hewn into the stone around it, warning of an entrance to the underworld. Jeepers! These scratches are known as witch marks and are believed to have been carved between the 17th and 19th centuries to ward off evil. Indeed, back then, belief in evil spirits was widespread in Britain, and the protective marks were etched in churches and houses too. Some are shaped like boxes or mazes to trap the demons or spirits, while others include the letter V twice, representing Virgin of Virgins, the Mother Mary. Okay, so what are they doing in the caves at Creswell Crags? Well, it's likely that the hole in the caves was blamed for a series of unfortunate events like crop failures or illnesses. People at the time may have believed evil forces were crawling out of it from the depths of the underworld and sowing chaos. So they carved the lines into the rock to keep the demons at bay. Ah, that's super creepy. Let's hope those marks continue to do their job, eh? An unexpected visitor. Back in September 2017, Reddit user Grunnerman28 went hiking with his friends to an inactive volcano near their town in Mexico. It has a deep cavern system within it, and because Grunner and his friends are clearly unhinged, they find mapping deep uncharted caverns a fun weekend activity. So in they went. Despite the oppressive atmosphere, the vibe was easygoing, and as they progressed deeper, Grunner started playing some black metal through his speaker to add to the ambiance. It was a good time. When the tour came to its end, the group quickly posed for a photo at the cave entrance and went home. Only when Grunner got back that evening, something felt wrong.
Fucking
Usually he fell asleep easily after a day of
AI.
hiking, but tonight was different. He felt uneasy and hardly slept.
I hate
The next
it.
day, one of his friends posted the photo they'd taken online, and when Grunner saw it, his blood ran cold. There was something next to him, or someone, but whoever they were, they hadn't been there when the photo was taken, at least not visibly anyway. That night, Grunner couldn't sleep at all. He kept thinking he could see the shadowy figure in his room staring at him with those piercing black eyes. It all got too much. He panicked, cursing and screaming at it to leave. And suddenly, thankfully, it did. Unable to rest, Grunner racked his brain for any clue as to what might be happening and remembered the band he'd played while they were in the caves. Yeah, that was it. There were rumors they'd hidden dark spirit summoning rites in their recordings. It was something he'd heard but never actually believed. Now it seemed more believable than ever. What could he do, though? Nothing. For the next couple of weeks, what sounded like pebbles being thrown at his window woke him up every night. Yet nobody was ever outside. Then, little by little, the strange happenings stopped. Grunner never saw the figure again, but the memory still haunts him. Man, I'm unsure about this one. Is the whole thing just a hoax, or did Grunner really accidentally summon something that day? I don't know, but that photo gives me the serious heebie-jeebies. Terror in Thailand. If you've ever been to Thailand, you'll know it's a beautiful place full of culture. However, there's a weird, dark underside to every country in the world, and Thailand is no different. A group of tourists kayaking around Railay Bay on the southern coast turned a corner towards a cave and found themselves confronted with, quote, the most bizarre situation they've ever experienced. Just take a look. What in the holy hell is going on? Those strange creatures look like nothing I've ever seen before. And what's up with the music? Were they cave-dwelling mutants engaged in some kind of debaucherous ritual? I don't know, but unlike these guys, I wouldn't have been hanging around to find out. What are they waiting for? Bail already, dude. Well, as it turns out, they weren't in any danger from malicious cave gremlins after all. The whole thing was just one weird performance put together by traveling vocalist and artist Tory Raines and local acting group Thailand Biennale. The creatures are supposed to
That guy who's just like
represent a life free of modern worries about gender roles and body obsession, and instead one connected to the rhythms of the ocean and nature itself. That's actually pretty cool, even if it would have shocked me off my boat if I'd have stumbled across it.
dude, I'd have tripped balls, man.
And with that,
I would have freaked out. Oh, here we go, dude. Yeah, this one looks good. This one looks good, man. What is this one? Hold on. This one's only 13 minutes. So we'll do this one. Shit. No, I have to do this one for. I only have 30 minutes left, so.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some super creepy things that have been caught on camera that are starting to freak the internet out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this.
Slapped ham.
When geneticist Neil Gemmell first went on his expedition to Loch Ness, he probably didn't expect to find anything too out of the ordinary. However, he was in for a shock when he reviewed the last bit of his underwater footage. While he may not have stumbled upon the fabled prehistoric plesiosaur that is said to stalk the depths of the Scottish lake, he was still able to find something truly surprising. In this short clip, we can see a fish slowly making its way towards the camera. While this may seem innocuous at first, it later becomes clear that the fish is swimming away from something. Watch what happens.
I'm trying to, buddy.
As you can see, a long tentacle or eel-like creature makes its way through the background.
Or stick.
According to the scientist, it's more likely that Nessie is a large eel rather than some prehistoric dinosaur, and he points to this video as proof. Furthermore, for the myth to have persisted for so long, he figures that several of these eel-like creatures must call Loch Ness home. Although the legend of Loch Ness Monster traces its roots to Irish missionaries in the region in the 6th century, the modern image of this creature has primarily been informed by the reports of Scottish journalists in the 1930s. Taken in 1938, the iconic surgeon's photo depicts a silhouette of what appeared to be a large creature in Loch Ness. The authenticity of this photo was later debunked. It turns out it was just a toy submarine. Nonetheless, the image ignited a worldwide passion for the creature, and many people still travel to Loch Ness in the hope of catching a glimpse of this ancient beast. So if there truly are a breeding population of undiscovered eels down in the depths of Loch Ness,
Bro, that's literally a fucking stick, bro.
where did they come from? And why have they eluded scientists for so long?
Yeah, that's a fucking stick.
This strange little TikTok was uploaded by
This is
Animal
old.
Wiki, was allegedly filmed in a rural mountain range
This is
in
old.
Japan. What was caught on camera?
It's
The clip
fake.
is only brief, but shows a small dragon-like creature swimming in a stream. Would have dragons created the myths. But hears some strange noise. Armed with only his camera, he carefully followed the sounds to their source. The video begins just as the YouTuber hears some strange noises that seem to be coming from the attic.
Hear that? Listen. Since I've been back, most nights I've been hearing noises in my attic. And tonight, noises have been the worst.
In the video's description, he notes that he believes some sort of creature has taken up residence in his home, and judging by the tone of his voice, he certainly seems to be a little scared.
Hear that? I haven't been hearing the noises outside as much. You hear that? Listen.
Though a little reluctant, he continues to explore, hoping to capture evidence of the creature on camera. Even the YouTuber's cat seems nervous as the sounds continue emanating from the ceiling above.
There yet. Kitty, what are you doing? Never goes up there unless it's freaked out. Kitty, what are you doing?
The YouTuber heads into the attic with just the light of the camera to illuminate his way.
Yeah, bro.
Hello? Hello?
Suddenly, a terrifying noise pierces the darkness.
I think it's just a raccoon.
The YouTuber nervously pans the camera around, hoping to capture a glimpse of whatever it is making the horrible noises. Then, as the camera passes a dark nook of the attic, we see something horrifying. Take a look. As you can see, there seems to be some kind of creature blending into its surroundings.
Shit.
Whatever it is, it has very little in the way of facial features on its pale, sallow skin. Viewers of the video have suggested that the creature looks like an alien, or possibly some kind of mutant.
See fucking
While this
shit.
could be the case, the footage is far from conclusive. Perhaps it was simply a pile of junk that looked like a ghoulish creature. That said, this theory does little to explain the horrifying screeching sounds. Whatever the creature is, its presence likely has this homeowner too scared to return for a second look.
I don't know, man. Like, I have questions. Like, if I was looking at something right there, and it was like, you know, just sitting there, I would like, you know, be like, hey, so, you know, 'cause I wouldn't just leave it so that it could get away or whatever. I don't think. I mean, unless it like tried to come at me, I'd just probably shoot it. But the fact that, I don't know. You're just gonna leave that in your attic, and we never even hear what happens. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me think that maybe it's some teenagers making a video.
TikTok by username WV Paranormal. In August 2021, the uploader's young family was out in the backyard playing in the garden when something eerie happened. In the clip, the mum asks her kids to come in for bath time. She obviously gets a weird feeling and points the camera over at some trees.
Old man now.
What she captured.
Fucking not even 10 p.m., bro. I'm tired as fuck.
At first, it's a bit difficult to see, but if you look closely, you should be able to make out what appears to be a figure looming in the trees. It seems to be watching the kids playing around outside.
Nope.
The very next day, the
I don't
mother
see
spots
shit.
the figure again. Watch.
Oh my god, nobody is gonna ever believe this. Alright, we're going back
Oh.
inside.
As you can see, the same bizarre tall figure can be seen standing right behind a shed. It seems to have a featureless grey face.
Oh.
Alright, we're going back inside.
The family has no idea what's going on. They aren't sure if it's a trespasser watching their kids or if it's something a little more mysterious. What's your take on
I
this?
didn't
What would
see
you
the
do if you
first-
saw someone watching your family from a distance? Let me know down below.
Shit. Alright, we're going back inside.
TikTok user Cryptid Chronicles has uploaded a video that shows a holidaymaker going about their day at an American ski resort when they happen to notice a large group of fellow skiers and snowboarders gathered near the edge of the tree line. The clip shows the faint silhouette of a vaguely human-shaped creature in the forest. According to the uploader, the animal was between 8 and 10 feet tall.
Damn.
As the camera holder zooms in, the large figure remains relatively stationary, but it seems to be manipulating something with its hands. A accounts of mythical giant apes have appeared all across the world and throughout much of recorded history. Many names have been ascribed to these beasts. Sasquatch and Bigfoot tend to be the most common names for cryptid apes in the United States, and dozens of sightings occur every year. Some scientists and cryptid enthusiasts believe that certain human ancestors or relatives could have survived into the modern era. They might be just so intelligent that they've continued to elude capture. However, if these intelligent creatures are truly roaming the wilderness, then it's only a matter of time until someone gathers more concrete evidence. In June 2021, TikTok user Claxatax uploaded the following piece of footage, and it's been confusing and creeping out viewers ever since. Take a look. Hey! As you can see, some kind of large bipedal figure is walking slowly across the man's yard.
What the hell is that?
Hey! The uploader's pet dog is clearly on guard too as it watches the mysterious figure from a distance.
What the hell is that?
Hey!
Oh,
The
that
TikToker was at a
quality.
loss to explain the sighting, and it left viewers wondering whether it was a trespasser or something more mysterious. Several days later, Claxatax gave a video update about the sighting.
I looked over and I saw it from behind that swing set out of the woods. Walked over behind that truck, or to that truck, and went behind it into the woods. I don't know what it was. It was brownish red in person. We have a street light, so I figured it'd pick up better. Apologize for the quality. Apparently zooming in at night will make any phones. I haven't seen it since, and hopefully I won't, but I still don't know if it was a person or a thing. Whatever it was big, and it was in my yard, and I don't like that.
So he's not seen the figure
I don't believe it.
since, nor does he have any idea what it could have been. Theories in the comment section ranged from a Wendigo to a ghost, or even a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are
Or some friend of his with a fucking big old. Looks like a bunch of wigs,
mysterious entities that have their origins in Navajo
like a fur costume.
folklore. They're said to be shamans that conjure black magic. They use their powers to shapeshift into animals and even other. There's actually the creatures
I
that
don't know the whole fucking
the
history of.
reputation of Stan Romanek. Romanek claims that he's had numerous encounters with aliens, including abductions, telepathic communication.
I don't know, bro. That face is pretty. Ah, shit, man. My bad. The fucking screen. I mean, at least y'all could see the video. There we go. There we go. Bro, that face. I don't trust that face, man. I'm just saying. Nah, bro. Nope.
Encounters with aliens, including abductions, telepathic communications, and even forced interbreeding to create alien hybrid children. This video is supposedly evidence of one of his alien encounters. The story goes that on the night this footage was captured, Romanek had fallen asleep at his computer, while his stepson was having a sleepover with some friends. Something woke him in the middle of the night. In a sleepy haze, he thought he saw one of the young partygoers streak through the house naked. However, when he checked on the children, all of them were upstairs asleep. Just when he was about to give up his search, he spotted something terrifying at his sliding glass door. Watch. As you can see, the creature looks remarkably similar to the one we were talking about earlier in this video. It has grey skin and dark almond-shaped eyes. Again, much like the typical aliens seen in pop culture. It watches motionless from the doorway, even as the camera is pointed straight at it. So what do you think? Are Romanek's claims that he's had close encounters with extraterrestrials the real deal? This video has been
That's
analysed by
pretty
numerous
fucking-
experts, but the jury is still out as to its
Yeah.
authenticity.
Looks pretty legit, honestly. And terrifying. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here.
Sticking with mysterious creatures, although this next one is almost certainly not CGI. It was uploaded to the Facebook group Weird, Fantastic and Odd Things by Max Jack. This bizarre looking snake was found in Thailand by a local resident who took it home and fed it fish.
Whoa. Cool. It's it's
The
fucking
snake looks to be covered in green fur. Some comments suggested it might be some kind of algae growing on
Yeah.
the snake's skin.
poor thing. Probably doesn't even. It might be like a parasite.
The person who discovered the bizarre snake is going to hand the creature over to authorities for research and identification. So, until then, all we can do is marvel at this mysterious animal.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. Damn.
Our first segment of the day has some internet users debating whether werewolves really do exist. In May 2022, Reddit user Segwin shared a photo to the platform that seems to show something truly odd. The photo was captured on a game camera that takes pics automatically when movement is detected. The camera is positioned at an 8-foot high perimeter fence at Amarillo Zoo in Texas. In the photo, which was snapped in the early hours of the morning, you can see a bipedal figure standing to the right. It looks to be covered in fur and has the features of a canine, yet it appears to be walking on its hind legs.
That's it, bro.
It's these details that spurred some Reddit users to call this figure a werewolf. The shocked groundskeeper shared the photo to Reddit, hoping to get some answers from the community. Responses varied, with some wholeheartedly agreeing that the figure does indeed look like a werewolf, while others weren't quite convinced. Some
Yeah.
suggested it could be a raccoon or even a piece
What?
of trash that's blown up against the fence.
Or a guy in a fucking werewolf. What the fuck, dude? If you thought this was a raccoon, you are fucking cooked, man. A bag against the fence? Bro.
Ultimately, though, no one's been able to fully identify the figure, so unless more evidence comes to hand,
It looks like a guy in a werewolf costume.
and this bizarre sighting will have to remain a mystery.
Although, it does look like if it is a werewolf costume, it's a pretty legit one. Could be real, I guess. But I don't know. It looks oddly human to me. Awfully human. Guess.
Chris runs a popular urban exploration channel called Urbex Hill. He frequently uploads videos of himself exploring buildings from around the world that are allegedly haunted, including schools, churches, cemeteries,
bro.
and in the case of this
I've
video,
never yawned this much in my entire fucking life, bro.
the old St. Joseph Riverside Hospital located in Warren, Ohio. Built in the early 1960s, the St. Joseph Riverside Hospital was successful in its initial years, but in 1996 the hospital was officially shut down after HM Health Services assumed ownership of the Warren General Hospital. It was eventually purchased by Jim and Tom Dobson in 2003, who converted it into a few different businesses, including a private school, but eventually bankruptcy forced it to close. Ever since then, it's remained totally abandoned. Throughout the video, Chris walks around the old hospital and explores its various rooms, which have definitely seen better days.
I don't know how the fuck, man, anybody could look at this and say, oh, I'm gonna walk in there. Bro, you're fucking wild. You would have to pay me serious money to do this. I mean, I guess he does make serious money. And I would need giant fucking spotlights and a gun. Like, and I would keep that dude.
For the most part, all
Even with a gun, I would be so fucking scared.
seems to go well for Chris. Up until about the 8-minute mark, that is. Take a look and see if you can spot anything unusual.
I think I saw it over here. On the
It can be hard
left.
to see at first, but watching that again, keep an eye on the doorway on the left. A strange dark hand appears to come out. This has understandably freaked plenty of viewers out who have since been debating whether or not this is a person, a ghost, or even some sort of cryptid. The most common suggestion is that it may have been a homeless person, but how is it that Chris didn't hear or see anything as he explored the building? Obviously, no definitive answer has ever been given, but it's certainly an unsettling piece of footage nonetheless. A few months ago, we featured an eerie TikTok video by a user named Old Fogey John that seemed to show some sort of strange figure lingering around a backyard.
Oh, hell no, that looks creepy.
The account has uploaded an
Oh, brother, I am straight up like just going Rambo. No, dude, I would try to trap that thing. What the fuck is that, man?
another video that's just as eerie. The uploader says that recently he's been finding strange holes appearing in his garage door. He checked his security camera footage to see what was going on, but when he reviewed the footage that was recorded overnight, he was stunned at what he saw. Take a look. A bizarre figure seems to be breaking pieces of the uploader's door. It appears to be the same figure from the first video we featured. To this day, the uploader has no idea whether that's a person, an animal, or something else entirely. As always, I'll throw this out to you, the viewer. What do you think that is? Let me know your theories in the comment section down below.
Humans don't have eyes like that, man, right?
Figure lingering around a backyard.
Like, those are like cat eyes.
The account has uploaded another video that's just as eerie. The uploader
That
says,
is fucked. Where's this video?
a few months ago, we featured an eerie TikTok video by a username
Old Fogey John. I must know. see if I can actually watch their videos. So it's all fake? Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, I think this guy's obviously.
Terrifying the neighborhood. It's only me.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Old fogey John that seemed to show some sort of tools appearing in his garage door.
Yeah, actually, with that sound on the first one was fucking terrifying. You did a good job.
Would be lying in the middle of the sidewall. That's a question that many people have been asking since this bizarre photo and video clip started making its rounds on the internet. A man named Harry Hayes, who spotted it while jogging one morning in Sydney, Australia, first posted it to Instagram. There had been a lot of rain in the area and even some flooding, but Hayes states that the particular area where he found this creature wasn't flooded at all. The creature is small and looks slimy. It's grey in colour and its skin looks to be semi-transparent. It seems to have small black eyes and a long tail.
Why can't you move
In the
it?
photo, its body shape is hard to make out, but it looks curled up. This has led many to believe that it's some sort of fetus, perhaps that of a sea creature, that washed ashore when the area was flooded. However, scientists who have seen the photo and the clip have been unable to identify the creature. Biologist Ellie Alyssa, who also shared the mysterious photo to Instagram, was stunned and at a loss to explain the creature. Even her colleagues were unable to identify the animal. So is this a cryptid, a mutant, some sort of alien?
It pisses me off that he's like with the stick and he can't move it. Like, it's really throwing me off.
As of right now, this odd-looking creature remains unidentified. Cryptids are animals that are claimed to exist but have never been scientifically classified. The footage you're about to see, which was submitted to the Facebook group Alter Extranizza by Alberto Rodriguez, shows a creature so strange it not only falls outside the realms of scientific classification, it almost defies explanation. It's not known exactly where the clip was filmed, but some think it's somewhere in South America. It starts off showing two farmers that seem a little on edge.
Por el agua. Pero no es así. Tiene esa cabra de ahí agarrado en el cuello. Pongan atención a eso.
They seem to be particularly cautious of one of the goats.
Vean.
It's brief, but we can see something has attached itself to one of the goats.
Mírenlo. ¿Qué es eso que tiene guindado aquí?
Here it is slowed down. It almost looks like an enormous bat. Seconds later, things turn from strange to outright creepy. Take a look.
Ahí, mírenlo. Oh, mírenlo ahí.
Watching that again, the creature detaches itself from the goat and tries to escape across the yard. But as it does, it seems to resemble a thin shadow slithering along the ground.
Oh, mírenlo ahí.
Here it is, slowed down. The farmers chase the creature to a nearby river where they try to drive it off the property.
Al detalle. Porque miren lo que va a pasar ahí. Miren eso. Vean. Ahí lo persiguen hacia el agua.
Later, we see a brief shot from a stationary camera showing the creature crawl across a rock.
Vean. Ellos dejan la cámara ahí quietecita y miren dónde lo encuentran.
The clip ends and we're left wondering what the heck it is we just saw. Most viewers have been at a loss to explain what type of creature this is. Some have suggested the chupacabra, a famous cryptid rooted in South American folklore. They're notorious for their alleged vampirism, as many farmers have reported that they drink the blood of livestock, particularly goats. While the initial shot of the creature in this clip does match some descriptions of the chupacabra, a large head with fangs and bat-like ears, it's when it escapes across the yard that things get even more difficult to explain. How does the creature go from looking like a large bat to a thin, slithering shadow?
Mírenlo ahí.
This is a question that no one's been able to answer. Short of this footage being a very well executed hoax, this strange encounter will have to remain a complete mystery.
Mírenlo. Oh, mírenlo ahí.
Hmm.
Vean. Ellos dejan la cámara ahí quietecita y miren dónde.
That is a lot of cameras.
This next one is some strange
South
footage
America.
captured in Paraguay. It was uploaded to YouTube by the Rocket 3. This mother was recording her son when she inadvertently caught something unnerving in the background. Take a look.
¿Qué es lo que vos estabas haciendo recién? Decime. ¿Eh?
Some kind of unknown creature can be seen in the background behind a tree.
¿Qué es lo que vos estabas haciendo recién? Decime. ¿Eh?
If you slow it down and zoom in, you can see a long limb stretching outward.
You can see the boy's father behind a tree.
Two dogs clearly notice that there's something back there.
Tengo sueño. ¿Quién te enseñó a hacer esas cosas?
¿Qué?
¿Quién te enseña a hacer esas cosas?
¿Qué?
Naturally, people in the comments section were freaked out by the odd sighting, and as the views racked up, hundreds of viewers speculated on what the creature might be. Many thought it was an alien, while others said it had to be a cryptid of some kind. The Pombero was a common suggestion. The Pombero is a mythical creature from Argentine and Paraguayan folklore. It's described as a small, hairy, human-like creature that lurks in the woods and steals chickens. The Pombero is also said to play tricks on humans, such as hiding their belongings or making strange noises in the night. Some say they lurk in the shadows of woodland areas, often luring children in with berries and other treats, before dragging them off into the forest, never to be seen again. A more down-to-earth theory on this video suggested it could be a sloth. The cryptid comments. In November 2021, an Oregon local was driving down a rural road at night time with their grandkids when they spotted something eerie on the side of the road. They uploaded the strange footage to their TikTok account, Carolyn Unn 1984, for all to see. As you can see, a shadowy figure is lurking behind a tree on the side of the road. The uploader has no idea what it is and with good reason didn't want to approach it to find out. When the footage went live, it quickly went viral, racking up millions of views, with thousands of comments speculating on the strange sighting. Some said it was a Sasquatch, a skinwalker, a shadow person, or even just a creepy person lurking in a hoodie. Given that the uploader was with their grandkids, none of these suggestions bode well. One of the most suggested theories is a hide-behind. Hide-behinds are mysterious beings rooted in North American folklore. Accounts from early settlers tell of loggers going missing while out in the woods. Woodcutters were failing to return to camp en masse and villagers blamed the hide-behinds. Legends say they're nocturnal creatures with the ability to conceal themselves behind almost any object. They're said to hunt humans for food, with their diet mainly consisting of innards. The Oregon sighting certainly does match the description of a hide-behind in many ways. So could this be one of the first real pieces of evidence that these legendary cryptids really do exist? An Instagram account named Sverigesasare uploaded a mysterious piece of home surveillance camera footage that was filmed on August 23rd, 2021 at an undisclosed location. The homeowner received a text that movement had been detected outside their house. This is what they saw. As you can see, there's an emaciated person walking strangely through the yard. Their limbs are extremely thin.
So what?
Most commenters thought that this was someone on drugs wandering the
Yeah.
property and that the homeowner should have called the police.
Yeah.
There's no info on whether the uploader eventually notified the authorities or not. What would you do if you saw this in the middle of the night on your home?
Probably his friend, bro.
Security
This
fix.
is exhausting. Most of these are fake, bro.
Let me know down below.
I was expecting some real footage
In
here.
August of 2010, the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology was conducting a deep-sea dive when they filmed something mysterious in the waters of Sagami Bay, southwest of Tokyo. As the Hyper Dolphin ROV explored the murky depths, cameras were rolling, capturing images of the deep-sea habitat. At
Oh,
first,
yeah.
everything seems fairly normal.
Hell yeah.
Suddenly, out of the gloomy abyss, an unidentified creature appears. Its large, wide eyes are dotted just above a gaping mouth.
It looks like a giant frog.
The creature's solid frame disappears into the cloudy background. When the footage first surfaced, it went viral around the world, with news outlets running stories that a new type of deep-sea species had been spotted. Some experts weren't so sure, however, speculating that it might actually be a case of pareidolia, the human tendency to see familiar shapes in patterned imagery. It's entirely possible that this is
No.
just a rock with two well-placed shells, giving our brains the impression that a creature with a face is present.
I don't know, that looks
However,
pretty...
in the footage, it does appear as though the object moves. So what do you think? Is this some kind of deep-sea cryptid that's yet to be classified by modern science? Or is there a simpler explanation?
That's Pearl.
Let us know your take in the comment section down below.
That's Mr. Krabs' daughter. Feel old yet?
This next piece of footage, posted to TikTok by user MadRFCKRS, is rather creepy. It was supposedly captured somewhere in the Philippines, however not much else is known about the clip.
Alright, yo.
As you can see, there's some kind of creature moving on the rooftop. It's dark outside and the camera only manages to capture glimpses, yet for the low light you can see it fairly clearly. It appears to be humanoid. Its eyes look like they glow in the dark, likely reflecting the light of the camera. Its skin looks grey and it moves as though it's on its hands and knees. Despite the creature's rather creepy appearance, several viewers think that it might be simply a naked man. However, if this is the case, it doesn't really lower the creep factor. What would you prefer to see crawling around on your roof? An unknown cryptid or a naked man with unknown intentions? Let me
Naked man, definitely.
know down below.
I'll take naked man for 500, please.
Our last clip of the day comes from Facebook user Chayla Kelly. In 2017, Kelly was filming a quick update for her socials when she noticed something odd in the background of one of the clips. Take a look and see if you can spot anything unusual. If we watch that again, slowed down, you can make out several little dark figures running through the grass.
No.
They almost look like meerkats running by.
It's just optical.
Kelly said they looked like black shadows and had no idea what they could be. The clip blew up on Facebook.
It does look
getting
like they move forward though.
over 1 million views, with hundreds of comments speculating on what the odd little figures might be. Some said it could be little people.
It's those little guys from the Mummy.
According to Native American folklore, there exists a race of little people that live deep in the woods, often near rocky outcrops or sandy hills, and sometimes along secluded streams. They're said to be mischievous, singing and calling out while hiding just to confuse passing travellers.
What is this AI fucking nonsense? What the fuck, man? This is AI nonsense.
While these beings are widely believed to only exist in tales of myth and legend, back in the early 1830s, a burial ground was discovered in Coshocton County, Ohio. It's said that the unearthed graves contained skeletons that were only 3 feet high. So could this clip be proof that the legendary little people really do exist? Or is there a more simple explanation here? Share your theories with one another in the comments down below. Are we alone? It's down below. Are we alone
fucking
in the
know.
universe? This is a question that has fascinated humankind for centuries. If this video uploaded to the YouTube channel Paranormal Witness is anything to go by, it seems that the answer to this question is no. There's very little accompanying information other than the footage was supposedly captured somewhere in the state of Massachusetts in the United States. The clip, which was captured at night, shows a young girl walking down the steps of what is presumably their home.
I gotta go to bed,
She's
yo.
not alone, however, as an unidentified
After
camera
this.
holder follows closely behind.
After this video, this clip.
It's unclear why the footage is being shot in the first place. Perhaps they heard a strange noise and decided to investigate. Whatever the reason, the girl walks down the stairs and heads outside into the darkness of the night. For a few seconds, the footage is indiscernible. Moments later, something truly bizarre is caught on camera. Watch. As you can see, they're confronted by a creepy large-headed creature peering out from behind a tree. Its face is pale and it has large dark eyes. Its head is pointed at the bottom, giving its face an inverted triangular shape. There's little denying that the creature certainly resembles the classic depiction of an alien grey. Despite this, some viewers believe that the creature perhaps matches this description too obviously, suggesting it could simply be a human in a mask, one perhaps who planned to scare the little girl as part of a prank. Unfortunately, as there's no other information accompanying the video, it seems that this encounter will have to remain a mystery, at least for now. This next video is a compilation of several clips captured by fisherman and TikToker .Source90. It documents his time out at sea when a series of strange events began to unfold. The compilation was uploaded to the platform by user Alexander Dodgson1. It begins as we can hear a strange, high-pitched sound coming from the ocean.
I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise from? What is that noise?
At one point, the poster suggests that there might actually be a voice saying, "Jump for me." The fisherman then retires to his cabin where he begins to hear a mysterious noise as if something's banging on the walls outside. However, when he goes to investigate, there's nothing there. Yet he manages to capture this remarkable footage. Something appears to be swimming alongside his boat. As you can see, there are actually two of them, one on either side of the vessel. The objects move at speed, seemingly able to keep pace with the boat. However, we never get a clear indication as to what they actually might be. In the next clip, the fisherman reveals a strange-looking bone that he claims to have caught in the dredge.
That looks like a tail to me.
Curious to find out what it is, he decides to take it to the marine biology department at the University of Massachusetts. However, after an examination, it seems that the expert is unable to determine what type of animal it actually came from.
Take a photo, Bob. Ask me to take a photo of it.
Absolutely. You've never seen anything like this?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Several viewers have suggested that this fisherman might have actually encountered mermaids. Also sometimes referred to as sirens, these creatures are known for their high-pitched call. That, along with the figures seen swimming alongside the boat and the discovery of the mysterious bone, all seems to suggest a connection to this creature. While sirens were originally depicted as bird-like in Greek mythology, they were often described as possessing the tail of a fish and the upper body of a woman. It was also thought that their voices could lure sailors into the sea. In Homer's poem The Odyssey, Odysseus is said to have been tied to the mast of his own ship in order to resist the sweet call of the siren's song. So does this footage show evidence of this mythological creature? If so, is it really attempting to lure the fishermen into the sea? This remains an ongoing saga, and there are plenty more mysterious clips that TikToker Source.90 has captured from his boat. As always, I'll leave a link to his account in the description box down below. The following video was posted to Reddit by a user named ChittySock. The footage starts off normally enough as we watch the uploader's girlfriend's sister's daughter and her friend making a video. At first glance, everything seems fairly normal about the footage, but if we watch that again, in the background, a mysterious dark figure can be seen walking around in the house before it eventually disappears without a trace. What makes this video even more around in the house before again in the background a mysterious dark figure can be seen walking around in the house before it eventually disappears without a trace. What makes this video even more unsettling is that there was no one else in the house when the girls were filming. When you slow the footage down, it almost looks as though the entity walking by the two young girls doesn't have any discernible features. The uploader says he has absolutely no idea what this figure is and what it was doing inside the house, but thankfully the two young girls in the video were safe and no harm was done. Was this an intruder or something more paranormal? Either option doesn't bode well. In April 2021, an owner of a homestead in Birch Bay, Washington, captured something truly mysterious on one of his trail cams. He uploaded the footage to his YouTube channel, Jimmy B Trail Cams, for all to see. Take a look. Captured just before 9 PM on one of the trail cams placed deep in the woods, we can see a large figure walk from left to right. Whatever it is, its enormous stature becomes apparent when it lumbers behind a row of trees. Eerily, just a few weeks later in May, 4 trail cams placed around the property went missing. Some viewers speculated that it might just be a hunter in a ghillie suit and that they spotted the trail cams dotted around the property and decided to steal them. Others thought the footage was just a hoax. However, all the other trail cam footage uploaded to the channel features well-known wildlife like deer and foxes. There's nothing to suggest that this property owner is into pulling pranks. So what do you make of this strange sighting? Could it really be the legendary Bigfoot? Let me know your take on this down below. TikTok user Sergio Luis Reese was just enjoying a nice summer day on a Brazilian beach when he was suddenly interrupted by a jellyfish-like monster that looked like it belonged on another planet. The creature, which had a bulbous head and long tentacles, floated near the surface of the shallow waters just a few yards away from the cameraman. Like any young man in this day and age, he quickly busted out his phone to take a quick video to share on social media. Although the creature seemed to just float near the surface for the duration of the short clip, there's no denying that its presence must have been somewhat unnerving. Several varieties of jellyfish roam the planet's ocean. If it was just an posted to Reddit by user Omar1R03. It's footage of 2 men exploring a collapsed cave system in Jordan. As they approach a filled-in tunnel, take a look at what they see. As one of the men removes several rocks, you can see some kind of face on the other side. Almost looks like a person.
Oh, those rocks look pretty loose, dog.
Animal. The Redditor who uploaded the clip asked the question whether this could be a ghost or a jinn. According to Arabic folklore, jinns are paranormal beings. They're believed to inhabit an unseen world parallel to our own. It's said that they can cross into our world, but we can't cross into theirs. In some traditions, jinns are malevolent beings who enjoy causing mischief and harm to humans. In other traditions, they're neutral or even benevolent beings that can help.
Alright, y'all. I'm fucking cooked. Good night. I love you. Much love. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Get that bread, dude. And I will be on tomorrow, I think. Peace.